My name is Neatte Ridgeway. I am the founder of Beautiful, Optimistic, Successful Sisters. We provide entrepreneurial network and support for success-driven women with aspiration to become a business owner. I'm going up to the top, I'm trying to find me a way. To pour my heart out. I'm going up to the top, I'm trying to find me a way. Bring realization to their visions. So know your role and support those who need the support the most. All right, that's a boss mindset. See who you can support today. What up? What up? What's up? Look, I'm in my Martin vibes today, you guys. I hope you all had an amazing week. My name is Neatte Ridgeway. I am the host of Boss Talk. You are tuned in to the TMAX network, baby. So, as we are going to enter an amazing topic tonight, we're talking about pivoting into the future. Like, if you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, you better get ready. Simple as that. The conversation we're having today is basically pretty much talking about where we are as of right now. So remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel on the TMAX network and to join our Facebook group. You guys, you want to join in the conversation on our Facebook group whenever you're not tuned in live to the broadcast. All right. So if you guys want to submit some topics, if you want to be a new panelist, if you want your own show, actually, get with us. Email us at tmaxnetworkllc@gmail.com. So hope you guys, as I said, had an amazing week. And I just want to jump into talk about we're here, Boss Talk at 5:45, and then after us we have the Missing Conversations at 7:45. That's what the awesome one. And then on Tuesdays we have the People's Campaign. All right, so without further ado, I do want to introduce the panelists for this evening, my beautiful folk here. How are you, beautiful folks?
Hi.
Hey, boss lady.
Look, the energy is nice. Like, you ladies look very vibrant this evening.
Yes.
I do what I can when I can do it.
Do what you can do when you can do it, you dig.
So, that's just before we get into the topic. Let's talk about where we are as of right now. We're thinking about our future. We're talking about future as far as like finances, future as far as stable housing. Because if we look at the economy has really been doing a shift. It's been working well for some and not working as well for others. So in the future, like, where do you think we're heading? Like, far as like right now, where do you see us heading at?
Definitely a disaster if we don't get it together.
I won't get received. They've said that we're going to be going into a recession, potentially all of that. But I truly believe in manifesting my income, my finances, and I know that I'm going to be covered and protected, so I'm not even stressing about that at all.
Yeah, because some of us we did not have such a horrible pandemic. The COVID didn't affect some of us as hard. Some of it brought some about time, Um but for those who are struggling, some of us, we had to learn how to pivot and learn how to pivot very quickly. So when we talk about, those who are just, I'm gonna call them common folk. Okay, common folk, where you never had to readjust your life. You're probably you're used to your 9 to 5s, and you haven't realized that if something goes on, what am I going to do to sustain my family? So like I have us bosses up on here today, and I just want to make sure that we give some advice to help those get through. What's going on, Lizzie? To help those get through some tough challenges, because where we are right now, people talking about, like you said, the if we don't get it right, we're going to be going through some storms. But far as some of us, we like, okay, we know what's been going on, we've been preparing for it. So since I shout out Lizzie, let me shout out Denise. Shout out Denise to the panel, and make sure I don't forget the name people. And Miss Maria. Don't forget the name, folks. But we're pivoting into the future. So far as like where we are right now, like what are some things that you've been doing personally to prepare for whatever's going to happen?
The main thing I've been doing is planning. And so I had some life crisis like 2 years ago, and where that took me out of operation. And so my planning, it allowed me to do so where I haven't had to physically work, if you may, really, since it's more so by choice. And so it's like, truthfully, with the right planning financially and actually setting up game plans, you wouldn't financially have to be hit when crises come up.
Yeah, because we like take a look at the gas prices in the housing market. Some people have still been purchasing homes at this time, but others have been going into some severe foreclosures as well. So when it's really hitting us, like how are we positioned for that, just in case that turns out to be, someone close to us?
Yeah.
Like, what's some advice we would give them?
Live below
Well,
your means, invest, save. Because often I think one of the biggest things now is a lot of people want to live above their means. And so I love me some Judge Lynn Taylor. And so I watched one of her episodes, and she said that you have beer budget, drinking champagne when you should be drinking water. and
Right.
and it really hit home, you know what I mean? And so it's like I'm kind of like a minimalist. Like my mandatory bills is low as crap,
Yeah.
but I like to do stuff. So, but it allows me to have that freedom to do whatever I want to, because I keep my mandatory super low.
Yeah. I want to advertise social media. Social media, just in case you guys haven't heard, that these are the places where we put our highlights. Social media are the highlights of the lifestyle. Okay. You don't see where we cutting lights off. You don't see where we're taking lunch to work. You don't see where we eat peanut butter and jelly and tuna fish, just to make sure we can have fun on the weekends. Like, you don't see all of those plans. You don't see the investment side where you're taking money and it's like, you know what, I'm just going to put it here for future, where you planned for this years ago, and now you're able to touch it because you already put something in place. You know,
my
Denise, what you got?
recommendation would be to keep dreaming. In January of 2023, there was the Great Resignation, where over 4 million people quit their jobs. They were no longer pursuing that. So with that, if you're going to build somebody else's dream, I hope you're spending that same amount of time. Don't go work that 9 to 5 and not come home and work on your business, on your goals, your dreams, because you're robbing yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my advice, is really like, everybody has to have a side hustle or multiple side hustles, multiple streams of income. What can you do that's going to make you income in your sleep? What are you passionate about first? Let's start there. Because once you're passionate about it, you won't have to work. Like Maria said, like, I choose when I go to work. So that's what I choose for myself too. Allow your current job, which stands for just over broke, is what a job is. Allow them to be your investor. And that investor funds your dreams and your future. But pay yourself first.
You said a mouthful.
Yeah, you're muted, sis.
I said we need to suck that in. Give us a moment to digest what Denise just threw out there. Those were some gems. Okay. That's the mindset behind what a lot of people should have. Because the first thing a lot of people who don't have that mindset say is they don't have enough funds from that job to invest in themselves. That's the first thing they say. But taxes that got took out, you could afford those. You know, you put gas in your car to get to work, you afford that. It's you afford to pay your light bill. What do you mean? You are affording to do all these things for the convenience of others, but what are you affording for yourself? So yeah, that's huge. Mindset is huge. Don't forget to invest in yourself with the same capacity to invest in other people. That is a lesson I had to personally learn for myself. Had to personally learn, stop investing more in other people than I'm doing for myself. When I get off the 9 to 5 working for someone else's dream, it's time to work on my own. Like build on your talents. They don't become great overnight. And while you sit on that typing on the computer screens or doing whatever you're doing for someone else, still dream. You know, don't take that dream away from yourself. All right, so Lizzie, what you got, honey?
No, I was just going to say, I mean, people should have an eye opener, especially now since we did have the pandemic.
Mhm.
Some people are working paycheck to paycheck, but sometimes that paycheck to paycheck, you can save $1. I'm gonna say each check, if you feel like you only bring home like 1,200 every 2 weeks, save $100. I know you might, need it on a bill, but that bill's still going to be there. Honestly, the bill is still going to be there. I feel like they can put you out your house. At least you can start over with this money that you save from that $100 each time. You know what I'm saying? You took from that check. So I feel like the pandemic should be an eye opener on saving because I mean, I always save, but it was like more of a lesson learned for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I did have this because when the world shut down, and nobody knew what we was going to do, it was a lot of people. Well, basically everybody was out of work unless you was in the healthcare field, and I wasn't there. So, and unemployment wasn't kicking it out right away. So it definitely should be an eye opener. So my hustle just went 10 times more, and I try to put more in my side hustle. Like, here, look, I'm right here, Lizzie, right here. You want this? Oh, go on my website. Oh, I do local drop offs. I do this. So yeah, work your butt off. Find something to do. Do you have paint some my walls? Look, cut the grass. I know it's not snowing much now, but do something because that every little penny help.
Yeah, that little hustle, that's what's in you, that's within you, definitely came out during the pandemic. You found out exactly what you were made of. Your habits, your practices, your mental state, your relationship statuses, all of that was revealed during the pandemic. You found out what you were made of. And you notice a lot of people don't really go into hard drive until they visit a hard pain point. And they get to a pain point where they just hit rock bottom, that's when they start saying, you know what, I got to do something different. But like right now, as we're talking, we can't just say it, but to go ahead and jump into doing something that's different to prosper, be prosperous for our future. That's why we're talking about the pivoting point. We're pivoting into the future. Like right now, what can we possibly do um, to sustain what we have? Because I always say practice gratitude for what we have right now, for the position that you're in, everything that you have, practice gratitude for it, because you would not be granted or keep much more if you're not already grateful for what you have. That's another thing. People keep looking to the future or looking in the past, but the present is called the present for a reason. It's a gift. So appreciate it, you know? So without further ado, we're going to do a little different topic this evening. So the first topic is, are electrical vehicles less harmful to the environment than gasoline cars? What you got?
I'm gonna say no. Yes and no. I really don't know my yes, but I'm gonna say no because it's been a lot of kids using these nowadays for prom and stuff, and they don't really know how to drive it. So it's been killing a lot of children and stuff like that. So that's why I'm gonna just say, no. I don't like them. I don't like when they have even the ones that can control you can control it a little bit, but it controls it like the stern wheel and stuff like that. I don't like it. I like to drive myself because I just think about robots. I'm sorry.
You don't want to take a nap in the car? You don't want
No,
to say you don't want to put your GPS on and just nap until you get to your
no.
destination?
I'm scared. No. I'm scared. No. No thanks.
Okay.
I think that they are more efficient as far as like what the emissions they're putting out into the atmosphere, but like they still have battery issues and they still affect climate control. And I think the electric SUV is like rated one of the most unreliable electric vehicles out there. And so I'm a big body driver, so I still like the old school big body whips. Versus something that's electrical because I forget to charge my cell phone. If I do that and I forget to charge the car, I'm gonna be messed up, friend. I'm not there yet.
I feel you on that note.
And then they said by 2050, 31% of the vehicles on the road are going to be electric vehicles. So that statistic alone is like, who do I have to? Is it mandated? You know, and definitely not no Tesla that's driving me. I got trust issues.
All right, Kimberly, what you got?
Honestly, I agree with Pearl about not trusting electronics because, even our computers and stuff mess up. I just had to reset my phone today because it wasn't taking phone calls. But truthfully, as it relates to the environment, I can't even answer that because I don't know enough to give like an honest answer one way or another.
Okay. So, Peril provided some insight on, the accidents that are happening with our youth. Was it because of the malfunction of the vehicles? If anyone knows any insight on what I'm talking about, was it because of the malfunction of the batteries, the malfunction of the car parts, the the AI system? Like, what was really malfunctioning with these vehicles to put our children in danger?
I mean, on the news, that's what they were saying. It was partial of the car fault, but I really don't. I'm not sure, but no, I really don't know. But I just don't like impersonate myself.
Okay.
Well, sis, I just phoned a friend, my homegirl Google, and she was saying that it's the faster acceleration that plays the critical role in the accidents because they're accelerating faster than the regular vehicles, and that's causing 50% more collisions than regular vehicles.
Wow. Hold on. Let me make sure. Can y'all hear me? Okay. So I was wondering about this. You know how we already have the landfills, and the landfills are filled with, what's up, D? How you doing? Matter of fact, before I get into my point, do you have a point on this one right here? Are electric vehicles less harmful to the environment than gasoline cars?
uh, yes, they are less harmful to the environment, but the people behind the wheels are not.
Okay. So they're less harmful far as the fuel emission. What
Hmm.
about the battery storage and the battery the lifespans? Like, where are we storing these batteries? Are they going to landfills? Are they disposed of? Like, how are they disposed of?
They recycle.
Okay, they're recycled.
Hmm. It's you got. So this is the thing with the electronic cars, and the reason why majority of these companies are going to them. One, the machines are going to eliminate certain jobs, jobs that people swore that they'll be around forever, the assembly line and so forth and so on. I just went live talking about AI is going to take your job. And first form of AI was we talked about this, the street light or the watch per se, right?
Mm-hmm.
These were
The calculator.
systematic things, yeah, like stuff that we relied on to make our lives a little easier. But when the street light came out, well, you know what happened? The lantern boy lost his job. So he
Um,
could go around he couldn't go around lighting candles no more because there was no need for him, right? These lights are higher and brighter, so forth, so on. So with the electric cars, a lot of these companies that are billion-dollar industries, it's like, listen, these robots don't get sick. All we need them to do is zip the parts in, this, that, and third, plastic color, put it out there. And that's what's happening to a point where Carvana exists, which is a automated car lot, a big car vending machine.
mm-hmm.
And after a while, other companies are gonna be like, you know what? I'm tired of Craig every other Friday coming in a little late. Got some excuse, and his numbers are down from last year. I can hold me a whole booth over here, and all you gotta do is come put in your credit card, and debit, and sign here, here, here. Take the car, your choice, and go home. One, it makes people feel comfortable that they don't have to talk to another person, where they don't feel like they're getting gypped or being pushed for a commission button. That settles people's minds, right? Because they don't feel like they have to go back and forth with, no, this is my price point. Well, you feel like this and letting the car like this, don't you like it?
Well, I have a question though. You know, and people
Hmm.
in favor of all this technology. I'm gonna use a small example though. The smallest example was a vending machine, right? I put my
Hmm.
3 quarters in there to get me some crackers. And guess how many
Absolutely.
packs of crackers came out? 20.
Hmm.
I put 75% more in there. Again, I hit the chip thing. I want to buy some chips now. Five
Hmm.
bags of chips come out. Right?
Right.
So in the
Hmm.
process of that, what was AI doing?
Doing what business does takes a loss.
Yeah, it was taking a
That
loss.
that that takes a
Malfunction.
loss,
It was
but
malfunctioning.
that's accounted for. Because you got to remember, machines are made by people, and what do people do? Malfunction every day,
Yeah. But
every
at
day.
the same time, when we have these malfunctions and we just leave it up to computer systems, it's not about the system, it's about us gaining the skill to operate those systems.
Well, unfortunately, that too is a fast, rapid discussion that is taking place because now they have the machines that can fix the machine.
Yeah. So that's why we're
So
talking about
there,
pivoting.
there's always room of growth of education and employment if you learn how to pivot.
So that's the thing. Um creativity. Creativity, in my opinion, will always create an avenue for you to sustain yourself. There are people who out here are amazing creators. They create dresses, they create food products, they do all these creative things. So I want to say for people to pretty much lose hope and think that technology is just going to take and wipe everything away, because we still have the humanity side. As long as everyone is not turning into one of those cyborgs, we still have to serve our human race. And our human race
Right.
operates on emotions. And computers don't have emotions. So I wouldn't say for those who think, I'm just going to lose everything to technology. No, just get some new skills out here. Like really think about launching yourself into the future. If you
Well, you
always
got
wanted to bake a cake, become the best baked cake decorator you've ever seen. Like start doing statues of bodies. I don't know. Start.
When
Don't
everything
care
you
what it
say
is.
is everything you say is true and profound. However, you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's why
I
you have
think a
to
lot of
go
people
ahead.
are already there. They're
They're
already
not.
uncomfortable. That's
They're,
why they're
they're
scared.
not.
They're
They're
not
I
not
uncomfortable
comfortable.
enough.
They're not comfortable with being uncomfortable. See, like, yeah, you're uncomfortable, but there's a comfortability there. Hence why a lot of people didn't use crypto because, you know, I like my bank. I like my bank holding my money, which is a lot of people that have their money housed in banks don't know that they're not getting 1% on their money at the end of the year, regardless of how much they got in there. There's people that don't know that. Why? But they're comfortable in that state.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You said comfortable being uncomfortable. I got you now.
Absolutely. And
I
so
got you now. Yeah.
you have to be in the process
That's
of
why we're talking about the pivoting
if
point.
right. If cake is what I do, if caking is what I do, well, guess what? I need to have a scent of cakes fucking with people's mind at 6 a.m., knowing damn well they need to be eating a healthy breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
At 6 a.m., I need to have a stench taking out the block.
Yep.
Like, damn, Neatte got them sugary cakes going.
Boy,
I need to get a slice. Right
exactly.
now, right now at that point, now you get to team up with a personal trainer. You make them fat, I make them small. Come on, let's do this.
Exactly. Matter of fact, you can send your little robot here to pick it up if you want.
Facts. I mean, and they there. For example,
Mobile.
if I want people to look at San Francisco, what San Francisco has done with the autonomous vehicles, not only delivering people's foods, but also delivering people where they need to be. So the fact of the wave of AI, it is here. It's not coming, it's
Mhm.
here. The flying cars and everything you could think of and talked about, it wasn't just something that they're going to come down the line with. No, it's already here. They're just working on the color to get your attention. They're working on the marketing strategy to get your attention.
Man, what
That
happened
shit's
to the
already
Jetson
existing.
world? What
Oh,
happened
you
to
don't
the
want that because see if we
I
talk
want
about
the
the
little
Jetsons,
elevator to shoot me up and take me to the
nah,
right
we
place.
don't want that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you why we don't want that because if we got that world, even though in technology it means there was a lot of pollution. That's why their houses elevated was to rise above the pollution.
But look at that. But that was the thing. When you saw they talking about the rise of pollution and they had to have everything up that high and had to have all this maintenance going on. How did it get that way if the technology was so advanced? You think I believe the advancement of technology is great. It's very convenient for us, but as we said one time before, it makes the race less intelligent.
Stop being kind, stupid. People becoming stupid. STOOPIT. Stupid.
All right, so are the new technology laws changing our future? Are we prepared for that? No. I think you have some. Do you have the cards? I think I have some information on that one. Just drop them some information in there.
We're not prepared. There, listen, for those that don't know, there's a robot brothel in Houston. That robot brothel had been in Houston since 2017, 2018.
You said where?
All right. Or in Houston.
Oh,
Now, let me remind you what
come on
Houston is.
again.
Houston is it's a robot brothel.
I need you to explain.
Yeah, what is that?
You don't know what a brothel is?
Yeah, I need you to kind of make it make
Okay.
sense of how they got it working.
Well, there's no laws against it. That's how they got it working.
So, you're saying they're having sex with robots?
Absolutely. Like people have been doing in private for their homes forever.
Huh. That's
Except for
peculiar.
now, you got a place you can go conjugate at, and, don't worry about it. But because there's no such thing as robot AIDS yet, it's gonna be all right. People can go out here and
I've
do all
never
this
heard
stuff.
that ever.
That's peculiar.
I'm just saying. That's just the fact of the matter because there is nothing to combat it until somebody get battery acid on their parts, and then it's gonna be like, all right, we gotta strike against this because this ain't right. It's against humanity. And lo and behold, I'm willing to bet it may be some senator from somewhere. But yeah. So if you haven't noticed, the human nature as whole has become distant. In 2001, there was a person that came to my school and gave a brilliant talk about the missing element. Can anybody name what the missing element of Earth is?
The missing element of Earth?
Yeah.
No.
Fire, water, air. Anybody? No? No? The human touch is the missing element of Earth.
That's an element? I need to write that
Yes.
in my notes.
It absolutely is.
Human touch.
The human touch.
Missing element. And why is that?
Think
It's like
about it.
people touching themselves all the time. And other people.
Yeah, but no, they're really not. That's the portrayal, but they're not. People are becoming less engaged with one another. I mean, Al talks about the family getting together all the time.
Well,
If families ain't communicating, you gotta remember we had a discussion just a few months ago where we talked about the people who live in an apartment complex, live next door to their neighbors for 3 and 4 years, never even spoke.
I can believe
I was
that.
one
That's
of those
true.
people. I was one of those people, actually, unfortunately.
Therefore, you know, firsthand experience.
As far as, but far as like, but at the same time, even though we did not speak, like have conversations, we did pay attention to that person's timeline, that their schedule. Like I knew when I come out of my apartment, this person gonna come out at 8:05. I'm coming out at 8 o'clock. This person come out at 8:05. They come and get in their car around 8:06. They sit in their car for 6 minutes to warm it up. It's like we knew their routine, but I just ain't know their name. It was neighbor on 405.
So y'all over there stalking people.
Stalking each other, right?
That's pretty much what it is. Like we still knew their routine.
Stalking each other.
That was their children. Oh, that's her mom coming to visit. Or that's the cousin or whatever. Oh, that cousin loud. We knew that stuff.
What's her mama's name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we did learn names too. Aunt Grandma Catherine. We learned because we hear the kids say, "That's Grandma Catherine." It's like we knew the neighbors.
So you overheard the kids saying this. Okay, so you had no interaction really with these individuals.
That was interaction.
Oh.
It just wasn't on a very personal level, but it was interaction.
Yeah, we got the stalker.
If it was different, I would pick up. That was a package left in front of your door. I grabbed your package for you.
Real stalker shit.
It was nice. Oh, you left your car door open. I closed it.
I got your package.
How many people invited you to the basement?
Listen, people. This is bad. This is horrible. Okay, people, we got to do better.
What's
okay?
wrong?
We got to do better.
Some people just antisocial. You just can't speak to some people.
I got that part right. It's one thing when you make an effort to say hello a couple times and they don't speak, and then you say you just stop. I got that right. But it's another thing when you move in, somebody else moves in, and you mofos have never spoke to each other. Never.
And you can't know out on people's business and don't speak.
Right.
Well, we do
speak. Right. I know what time you sit in the car and light your cigarette up and before you hit the gas pedal. I watch you say alhamdulillah, and
right. Man, they be over there reading their Bible at 7:15 every night. We hear they turn the music on. Oh, so and so must be home at 3:04. Yeah, they're there. It's like we knew a lot of insight with one another because in an apartment complex, your life is really not that private. Like people.
Dear YouTube, she's not a stalker.
Do I need to know your? There's not stalker.
Dear YouTube.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
help
too.
but
She's not.
to
That's very
notice.
stalkerish.
That's
You
It,
very
gotta
it
be
is.
stalkerish.
outside
It,
watching to know that
it's a little bit. It's a little bit, because like I live in a small development, like a cul-de-sac, and I notice like if somebody's car is not here for a day or two,
Right.
but the time that they're leaving, we could leave at the same time every day, but that I'm like, hey, how you doing, neighbor? But the 6:05, the Bible time, Grandma Cat. Well, I actually like to get to know my neighbors' names. But when I lived in apartment complexes, I was like that. It's transactional. Like you're just, hey, your mail was left in my mailbox. Here you go. But that other, mm-mm.
yeah, like I know all my neighbors. Like I'm big on community. So, but I've been here a minute too. So, but I know all my neighbors. Two houses down, somebody just moved there a couple years ago. I already know information about them. I haven't had a full blown conversation, but at least pleasantries. The next door neighbor, I know their whole family history. The other side, I know all of their information.
That's
They know mine.
nosy.
But the
Mm.
thing is, I learned it not from watching them like Miss Neatte. I
Look,
know it because we had
observation. Okay,
conversations.
observe my environment.
I know it
So
because of
to answer
conversations.
your question, will the laws change in the views of things? Yes, because a lot of these laws are in favor of these major manufacturers, these major companies to have these things. So a lot of these laws and lobbyists, which we already know, it's politics always. You do this for me, I kick you back a little something, yada yada yada. It cuts on insurance, it builds something over here. They have their system, they have their structure, they work on it 24/7. And so this is why we have to position ourselves to becoming uncomfortable, being comfortable with being uncomfortable, being welcoming to new information, being welcoming to get up and get out to do things that we normally wouldn't do to get the results that we want. Because this is a real transition. Like, yes, it's entertaining to see iRobot, but understand that iRobot is very well maybe the thing that is going to happen, right? It's
Yeah.
very entertaining to watch Black Mirror. And as I watch Black Mirror, I'm like, a lot of this shit is already here.
Yeah, where do
What
you
do
find
people
that
not
from?
understand it? What do people not understand is already here. I mean, MIT, Elon Musk, the Neuralink. Hello, your neuro is brain study, but I mean, I digress. However, yes, a lot of this stuff is going to be approved by those that are going to get their fair shake from such companies.
Okay, so we have a few slides that we're going to show about some of the changes that are being perpetuated. So what's happening? Earlier this week, Maryland Governor Westmore announced a plan to ban gas-powered car sales. With this office writing in a statement that is a major step in the state's acceleration to improve air quality and combat the effects of climate change. In 2022, 5.8% of the new vehicle sales were electric vehicles, a major increase from 3.2 the year before. The transition to electric cars is already underway, and the 2035 bans show how quickly it could speed up. All of the planned bans are in coastal states, in addition to California, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, and Washington states have made the commitment to stop allowing sales of new gas powered vehicles after 2035. Generally, the state's plans have not required votes from their legislators. Instead, they've been advanced with support from governments and environmental regulators. California was the first state to adopt the Advanced Clean Cars second rule, which Maryland has now embraced. California's plan specified that 35% of the new car sales will need to be zero emission vehicles by 2026, with that number rising to 68% by 2030. For example, General Motors expects to have completed a full transition to electric vehicle sales by 2035. Some smaller automakers have announced even more ambitious timeframes. European Union lawmakers have approved a full ban on gas-powered cars beginning in 2035, so it's hard to imagine that many gas-powered cars from European automakers will still be on the market in the US by that time. What do you guys think about that?
You just heard the robotic biblical essence of what's going to take place. Everybody now should say amen and close the church doors.
So do you think we're prepared for that though?
No, not as a whole, but as the time goes, you're going to change. It's gradual processes that people are not being aware of that's taking place.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There is a device that we have that we're all accustomed to, which is a cell phone. A lot of people don't even know how to work those properly. You know, there's a thing on your phone that can tell you exactly how much time you are spending with each and every single app you have.
Yep.
And I'm willing to bet if they check that shit, Facebook gets 40 plus hours a week of their time. Then they would actually get of educational, informational stuff that is free, that is at hand. This
Mm,
stuff is not this may be news, but it's not new because it's been discussed over the past 2 decades. People missed it. It was just 2 years ago when Mercedes fell in line and said, "Hey, we're going all electric." You know what happened after that? Lamborghini and Lotus said, "We're going electric too." And Ford said, "Guess what? We are too," and put their truck out. People missed that. The game changer was when the high end cars caught on to the market
mm-hmm.
because even those who don't have the means still want the emblem of what a Mercedes represents. They still want that feeling. And Lamborghini was so intelligent with theirs was they made their car still give you that muscle roar. It still gives you that gas type of rev
Yeah.
up, and it's electric. That's brilliant marketing.
So
So
don't
guess
they
what?
have
People who are gonna dump millions into that, go get it.
don't they have several brands that have both the electric and the gas?
For now, everybody has right now to have the transitioning of the hybrid. That's what
Mm-hmm.
that is. That's where you hear the cars cut off at the light when they're braking.
Right.
Just a hybrid. Right now, everybody has a form of a hybrid. But as you saw, come 2035 and 2026,
So we're
which
already in
is
transition.
already, and a lot of
We're
people not
already in
prepared.
transition.
So let me
So
give you an example. We have a car, and this car is a 2020, and I kept feeling like the other day, like I was like, this car pulling away from me. And I thought I was just like, I thought I was
yeah.
tripping because I haven't been driving. I'm like, this car's pulling away from me. I don't know. Then I tell my wife, I said, something's funny. She's like, what? I said, I think the car's been pulling away from me. She said, oh no, it's the lane assist. I said, that's what I thought. I took my hand off the damn wheel, going 70 miles an hour. That bad boy just said, shoo, shoo. And after about a couple of miles, it says, oh, put your hand back on the steering wheel. I'll take care of it, but your hand need to be on the steering wheel. I was like, oh, well, excuse me. I got comfortable for a second. And that's what's going to take place is going to be a lot of people that are going to realize I can continue little idiot stuff like talking about what took place at the mall or whatever, and not have to be responsible for the road.
Mm-mm.
That's the convenient side of what technology provides. The microwave took over because it made cooking easier on a lot of people. So the transitions of these motor vehicles going that route because one thing they're going to market is it's safer.
So, like for those who just started panicking, those who love their old school whips, think about it. You got the old school cars that they be having the car show, the 78 Thunderbirds and all of them going on. They are I don't want to say going to stink, but where's going to be the lane for those vehicle
It'll be a
enthusiasts?
market. It'll be a market for them, but that market is going to be a high end man's game.
It's already a high end game out there.
Well, it is right, but it's still accessible
Hmm.
because those cars are not worth millions.
Yet.
Exactly.
So Mr. TKO says BMW has a vehicle that totally drives for you up to 85 miles per hour and you never have to touch the steering wheel. Ooh.
Okay.
What?
Game changer. I'm
What?
telling you.
No, thank
Think
you.
about
No,
Man,
thank
and
you.
but
it just be my luck. So I'm going, I ain't got time. I
The
ain't got
AMG is also like that. The AMG, like your the icons are in the dashboard screen on the glass, and so and it also massages you. So I'm like, this is too much like going on. It's too comfortable to
yeah.
have hands-free driving, massage going on. You're gonna be asleep.
so
And then I
look
gotta
at
wear
this,
glasses.
right? Look at this. You see Maria? You see how the car is warming you up for your robot brothel? You know, it got that little foreplay going. Massage, you got the heating going on, and you
I
going in
know. I
there.
was thinking. She said massages. I'm like, I need to go get a new car.
Hmm.
See, now we know where we can find Maria on Sundays now.
Not at the brothel.
Like what in the world? Like what y'all got going on in America? Sheesh. But I know it's just not here in America. Um, we getting things going on here, but we've been pretty slacked on our our oxygen purity for some years. Like like we already know that America really hasn't been taking care of, our um air quality. So like right now, like what are they doing to it's like I don't want to say we are erasing a problem by creating another problem. So like what do you guys get from that? Like far as like, the safety of driving these type of vehicles if they have all these amenities to them. Like that's taking away the responsibility of others on the road because here you're getting look, we're supposed to be looking at the road and here you're getting a massage. Hands off the wheels, I can do whatever. Like
Well,
what
the massage part of the chair, that's actually not new. However, what it does do is it takes away the skill set. Driving is a skill set.
it is. That's
It
why you
it,
gotta
it
get a
clearly is.
license.
Well, yeah, that, but that's why you have professional drivers and you have Ubers and Lyfts and so forth. Those are skill sets. Those can actually make you money. If you don't have education but you know how to drive, there's a lot of people that don't know how to drive or don't want to drive. It's a
Yeah, it
skill
is.
set. So with that being said, if it comes down to it and somebody that's used to having a driver decides that, hey, it's cheaper for me to have my Range Rover take me to work and everywhere else than it is for me to have Tyrone get me to and fro, even though I may like him, but I like cutting, the edges off certain things and benefits, and don't let it be a tax return to it, right? Don't let it be a tax bonus that goes with it. Then Tyrone is definitely going to be out of job for that particular person. And so, and if he's always been around those type of people, then he might not get back into the skill set that he very much has. So it's a transitional thing where, like I said, I always encourage people to learn how to be the operator of such machinery
Yeah.
because they will malfunction. Something's going to break down. So be the one to know how to get to the solution and bring it forth. But
So pretty much eventually you think we're all going to be so self-taught pretty much of how to operate these machineries? Like because after
no,
you have something for so long, you start picking at it. If there's a malfunction, you start figuring these things out.
no, we won't be self-taught. There'll be a few of us, but we won't be self-taught because what's going to happen is if the autonomy takes off in a way that I think it can, then what happens is just like we talked about with the cell phone number and the cell phone and phone numbers. A lot of people don't know their mama's last four digits, let alone the remaining six that go before it. So if that's the case with the cell phone, what you think is going to happen when we go to a full autonomy kind of mode and people just get in, get in and just sit there and just, yeah, playing chess or whatever they do.
So okay, so I'm gonna ask everyone on the panel, like, what do you think we can possibly do today to pivot into that type of future starting today, like where we are now?
Maria, go.
Well, I don't personally know, but after hearing some of the amenities and after all the traffic tickets I done got this year so far, I definitely probably need one of those electric vehicles. It seems like it'll be a lot cheaper than lawyer fees and tickets and classes.
I would say to get prepared for the pivot is start saving for that vehicle. If it's going to be a mandatory type of vehicle you're going to need, I would start saving because they're going to increase the prices as it's getting closer to that date to have those vehicles on the road. So put your coins away.
Well, I can save for that, but I guess I'm just gonna save for a Uber or a Lyft because I really don't want to drive those type of vehicles. So I guess Mark, Tony, and Anthony, the bus is there. I will catch the bus.
Yeah.
Readabo. Okay. Read a book. Read a book. Read a motherfucking book. Get your skills up. That's all it is to it. There's a lot of education that's out here for free because they have the jobs that don't have the people to man those positions. Read a book. Get prepared. You only become skilled and comfortable with the things you do after attempt and 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 attempt. And after so many attempts, you got it. 10,000 hours to become professional or skilled at the situation, but you have to put in the first measly few minutes.
Right, because we already know what things are hidden, so there's no excuse to not do your research, take a course. Because like right now, our children are already learning about this in school. They're already being prepared for the future. So, just getting in line with those who are already in the position of teaching or educating us. Be so in more of these classrooms and seminars because we know where we're heading. Learn about the vehicles that we're operating in, like we're operating now, like learn about these different things and just really position yourself, like we position ourselves. We already know it's going to take money, it's going to take education, it's going to take experience, so just positioning ourselves for the future when it comes to that. So last topic, um how will new technology affect jobs? We've been talking about that, hitting on it throughout this entire show. But I just want to know, like, how do you really expansive conversation on affecting jobs? How will technology affect jobs?
You want to thank mine because I'm an OnlyFans star.
They got robots for that now, remember?
Straight from the brothel.
But
I'm sure they need
honestly,
somebody to clean the machines.
they got a machine for that.
They probably do, but I'm gonna be the first to clean it.
Okay. But I think it's definitely going to take away a lot of jobs. And truthfully, as a business owner, I can see the benefit of it. As a person, like for the people that need a job, yeah, it's going to be hard because, like, honestly, like even McDonald's, truthfully, I hate that. But how they put up the screens where you could order it or whatnot when you go inside and then you go to the cash register to get your food and whatnot. And like, but it's like already that cuts out like a lot of jobs, but then you don't have to deal with people calling out. You don't have to deal with people, that don't have a babysitter, that's sick, someone that can't keep up. So I do get it as a business owner. But truthfully, I feel like honestly, if we was better employees for some of these jobs and positions, there wouldn't fully be a need.
Hmm. Denise, what you about to say, girl? Hold on, can't hear you. Can't hear you.
How about now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I recommend, getting a career in robotics, a career in construction, a career in automation, because those careers are what's going to pave the future. Those are the jobs of the future. So that's how you pivot. As the Awesome said, go read a book, but go get educated so you can be one of those folks that are making a livable wage career when AI takes over retail and supermarkets and things like that. Like, you're still building the infrastructure of the world. That a robot's not going to be able to build construction.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be parts that a robot can do, but taking that over, it's not happening. The mechanisms that it's going to take to build the robots and repair them, that doesn't just create jobs, or it doesn't just destroy jobs, but it also creates jobs as well.
Yeah. I definitely agree with hold on. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Oh, I'm still having echo. Is it still an echo? Okay. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Instead of looking at everything on a negative aspect, um, look at the times we're in, people. Like, what did you expect? We asked for all these advancements. We asked for all this convenience. So when you ask for something, when you ask for much, a lot is required of you. So it's required for you to gain a new skill set, and for one to look at the future differently, not as a hardship, but versus an advancement. You know, as Denise was saying, change some of your craftsmanships. Like, go into the actual fields that's going to be necessary and needed. You don't have necessarily stay there, as I mentioned before. You can stay on the humane side and just become very crafty. You can do that because we still have people. As long as people are people, we're still going to need people to do human service things. And if you are one of those people who are slacking on the jobs, like, I'm just going to do bare minimum, you wasn't thinking about the skill set that you should have been gaining your entire life, that you should now be able to transfer down to your children, or either launch yourself into the future. Everything builds upon the next. Everything. When we learn how to sweep, when we learn how to do those little things, just repetition builds upon habits and character. So, as you said before, when we get out to these different fields, like I said, construction, definitely one of them. Look at the machines, truck driving, another. Those are some of the industries right now that are transitioning to higher technology. And like right now, you're not even on the playing field. You're falling behind. I learned about a lot of different manufacturing positions. And at the time, you did have to pay attention. It was attention to detail. Like, the machines did a lot of the work, but you had to program the machine to do the work. And it took skill to do that. You had to pay attention to detail. You had to keep the machines clean. There was different uh, hands-on things that we had to do as humans to make sure that this is all still in operation. Don't be afraid and don't be upset when you turn around and see actually, story. I was in Walmart. They used to have the machine that's supposed to go around Walmart and mop the floors. When they had that machine going around in Walmart, I said that machine needed to be fired because the floors was horrible. Like, it went around spots. I was like, man, right there is an opportunity for a person to come in and say, well, look, I can do better than this machine. But you have to speak up and actually perform. So if you're going to say I can do better than a machine, you're going to have to show, this ain't no talk game, because that machine is running 24/7. I programmed it one time. You're going to have to show me that you can do better than this machine that I invested in. And another thing, when people talk about machines, machines are huge investments. They're not cheap. They're not cheap. So that's another thing. Your skill sets do matter. You know, some people may want to keep hiring those who actually have their hands on, because that's the generation they come from. They love hands-on people. And so these machines out here, they say, you know what? Instead of me investing thousands of dollars into this machine, let me invest thousands of dollars into this person. But when they do that, give them some value. Stop just floating. Stop just going being average, mediocre. Go in there and be great. You're competing with machines, people.
Well, to be fair and unfair at the same time, uh, the insurance game, uh, the insurance I put on my car, which is a
Mm-hmm.
machine. If it gets totaled out, I get a new machine. Uh, think about that mopper at Walmart that's automated, breaks down under warranty. Tyrone breaks down the cashier register one. I ain't got no warranty for that boy. I'm done. There's only a one of one of that guy. And no matter how great he is, the convenience of the machine is going to always outdo Tyrone in certain situations. And it's not Tyrone's fault that he's human. So that's one thing you also have to take into to thought is like, okay, yes, you have your skill sets, and I'm encouraging people to really give it 110, 120, but also take that skill set and that drive that you have to also learn and get hands on with those that are coming in, the new gen,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the thing. We have to get comfortable with the changes that are coming and to learn a new thing, given your age or given your mindset. You may not have always been prepared to go up to the next level, right? Or change with something. However, that's an uncomfortable thing. And I really encourage people to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and don't wait. Believe in yourself. I believe in people can do what they want to do, but believe in yourself because this is the wave of the world. AI is here and it's present and it's relevant, but that doesn't diminish you like the women have been saying. It doesn't diminish you. Yes, you're still going to be needed, but understand where you're going to be needed more so. If you are a person who can go and fix the mopper 3000, all right, well, guess what? Somebody see you and say, "Hey, man, can you come over here to the robot brothel? I need you to fix the got 3000 too." I'm just saying, that's a skill set. So I'm, I'm just gonna say that do what you do it well, but also be prepared to take on and have a skill set.
I mean, I was definitely with you. You threw me off a little bit, but
I mean, I'm
definitely
just saying,
with you.
you know it.
So
Gotta fix the got 3000.
yes, machinery operates can operate 24/7. Yeah, they can. As humans, we do need the rest. Yeah, if you take one person out, but we act like we have a shortage on humans.
It's hard finding quality people that actually want to work and do tougher jobs. And that's the thing. Like, honest, it's like just certain things that a lot of times people feel they're too good to do. Like a lot of
Mm,
factory jobs, a lot of service jobs. So it may be a lot of people, but of what quality?
yeah.
And don't forget, society will also talk crazy enough to people to not get them to see that a job of that magnitude is still beneficial. So
Exactly.
that also wears people away from going to go take up certain jobs because then it equates to being bummish. People could have been making hundreds of $1,000s a year by being a trash man because the school teacher told you you don't want to grow up to be the trash man, and the whole time you
Mm,
think I could have dropped out, got my damn GED, tossed trashes on the back of a truck. That didn't take much of an education to do.
Yeah. Like I own a cleaning company. I dead ass had somebody, a friend. laughing my damn face, talking about, oh, you the maid. I'm like, bitch, I get paid. The fuck?
Okay.
Mm. Wow.
And that's crazy.
That is
And you know
crazy.
that trash person or that person in manufacturing, or they're not in debt. They don't have millions and $100,000 in debt because they're going to through a trade. Anything you learn with that you could do with your hands, and anything you put in your mind, nobody can take that away from you. That college debt is it's wild.
Yeah. Because
Hmm.
it's crazy that a lot of things actually that is available now. You like how you mentioned about like the college debt. There's so many other things that you could do that could bring in a nice revenue, job security, without even having to go to college and get debt, like you mentioned.
Yep.
I know a handful of people that makes 100,000 or more, never only graduated high school, never went to
Yep.
college. And so it's similar to what Dee said, like, those people kind of get laughed at, but you'll be surprised by the opportunities that are out there.
Well, that's the thing. It's like instead of following a trend, you find your own path. When you find your own
Mm-hmm.
path, it makes a way for your future. And that's because we do those who do what others won't, you have what others don't have. So find your lane. Just because it doesn't seem popular, or because someone is like, you baking cookies, like you can't make money off of no cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we
Yep.
got Maria calendars all over every fountain, every grocery store. She was baking pies.
The
So
jobs that, sorry,
no, you could.
well, I was about to say the jobs that no one wants tend to be the ones that offer decent amount of
Mm-hmm.
money
Because nobody
because
want them.
they know exactly. But that's why I say, like, you'll really be surprised by what the trash man can make, but
What
what the cleaning service can make. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
get paid.
like I was when I had learned about electricians. So what my mom had showed me when I was a little girl was about voltages. I'm like, oh, okay, I get to test the voltage, okay. And we're putting different wires together. And one of our first projects at school was to wire a light bulb, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one was teaching us that if we turn this into a career, you can make some great money. They were just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah, this is something cool to do. No. When I found out, how to the realign electrical outlet, I'm sitting up here like, oh my gosh, turning the power off and checking the voltage on different things. And that right there was a skill set alone as a little girl, but it was frowned upon because it wasn't popular. Nobody cared about the fact that I knew how to do that at a young age. Nobody cared about the
Mm-hmm.
fact about putting up drywall. Nobody cared about the fact that like I keep saying, baking cookies. Nobody cared about stuff like that. They don't want to hear. They want to hear you be a superstar on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Get up here, sing for us. Okay, not understanding that a lot of singers, it's not them being on the stage, it's their contracts, their sponsorship,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that they got going on. Their endorsements that's getting them the money.
Mm-hmm.
Them performing
To,
ain't the money.
to piggyback off Denise, before you go get to that CVS scroll of debt from college, uh, there's there's such a demand to be in tech.
Mm-hmm.
There's such a demand to be in tech that you don't have to go to college to get the skills. There's literally things that you could do and get the skills and learn for free, uninterrupted, because you need that time to show that you have the skill set to show that you are valuable, not only to yourself, but also to the companies that you could do. There's people that you could get into the tech situation and not only work for them, but work for yourself simultaneously. I know people who hold multiple positions at multiple companies in the tech field. How are they able to do so frequently? Because one, nobody else is there to do the job. Now
Nope.
let's say at the minimum that they're making 60 grand a year from each job. That's 180 coming back to them. And they're doing the exact same job three times. But they're doing higher numbers than 60. So if it's 80, it's 240. If it's 100, it's 300. Just do the math. Like if I put myself in position, I could also work multiple jobs as well because
Right.
there's nobody there to do the job.
I loved having our IT come through to fix the computers. You know, every time he came through, he was singing a song.
You know,
He was
see
singing
what
a
you just
song. He
did.
was whistling. He was like, "Which one is it?" I was like, "Oh, okay." And he pulled
Y'all,
out, huh?
he pulled out what? What did he pull out?
Like he pulled out his little laptop computer, his some
Oh,
other.
okay.
What you? He pulled out his little laptop and he pulled out whatever he needed to connect, if he needed to connect anything, and then he fixed it. And he was like, "Here, test this. Is it good? Okay, great." And when we went back out the door dancing, living his best life. Now, who look, don't sleep on that because I am going to do Love Connection here on Boss Talk, you guys.
You know
Definitely.
what I'm
So
saying?
if you are watching, even though that's what you just saw, if you are single, okay, you must be single. Connect with us. Like
Connect with her.
email us at TMAX Network.
LLC.
You put TMAX Network LLC at gmail.com. Yes, email us. Please send us a picture. Okay. Even if stop it. It don't matter. All sizes, all races, must be 18 and over. Yeah, I'm not gonna say all ages. It must be 18 and over. We're not doing the young folk. But yeah, I do the Love Connection. Because those out there need some assistance. I've been asked several times to do a dating show. I love to do it. I want to do it. I want to.
Are we helping the people or are we helping ourselves?
People, we're helping ourselves too. We're helping ourselves too. We have friends and families who are in situations that we could have saved them from. Come on now. We already know we could have saved them from. A little advice from Denise.
Come on, Mike.
A little advice from Maria. A little advice from D. We could save a lot of folks. What you mean?
I ain't gonna say shit.
Denise, you on board with me? You want to help save some folks?
Yeah.
Thank
Let's
you.
do it.
I appreciate you. We can help.
I ain't saying I ain't gonna give them no advice, but I don't plan on saving nobody.
We can save them from heartache or hardship. Because people with these red flags. You talk about red flags. Okay. Red flag to me means stop. Means don't.
Let me tell you what happened.
And
This is what happened. Let
what?
me tell you what happened. Maria was driving, and somebody on the oncoming traffic hit their lights at Maria, and she just waved at them. And when she waved at him, 10 seconds later, old state trooper whooped up behind her and said, "Pull over." You know what happened? He was trying to save her. He was like, "Hey, the cops, slow down, the cops," and she just
No,
waved.
no one did that to me. Like, and
That's
why
what
my
happened.
driving record got to come up in this conversation?
Because we're not saving nobody. That's what happened.
Well, we
So
already
that's
know.
what happened.
We've heard that happened before too. We already know the rules of the word. Somebody coming towards you, flicking your lights.
You
All right,
slow down,
something
there's a cop ahead. I
right.
know. No one's been looking out for me like that lately. I'm like, I got a full blown man child in my front seat. You ain't doing nothing. You didn't see this cop right
Don't be blaming it.
here. It is. As
You,
as a
and you see,
adult,
this is why AI is going to take over your driver's seat. Sitting up there, got a perfectly fine human being behind the wheel, and relying on somebody else who ain't driving to be the. You know what?
I was too busy speeding. But as an almost adult passenger, it's your responsibility. You know I'm speeding. You supposed to help me in my eyes. It's like it's kind of like an unspoken rule. Like, and then like he's
You're
mine. Like
serious.
I raised you better than that. You're supposed to know. And then as soon as I get pulled over, he has the audacity I told you was speeding. She's always speeding. I'm like, can you shut the fuck up?
Kids.
And that's how I got the ticket, and probably gonna get my license taken.
No, honey, you're not going. That's her well. That's her well.
He's old enough to drive now. Like
So,
I'll have to drive
have
him.
you been to defensive? Have you been to defensive driving already?
I gotta take it by the end of the month. I almost forgot about it. Thank you for reminding me.
How many? Wait, how many tickets did you get so far this year?
This year, only 3.
Well, you right after you can't do no more. Take the course. You can't do no more.
Why? Well, never
That's
mind,
when
because
they
I'm not
will
gonna
take your
get any
license.
more.
Like I saying you, but if you do get another ticket, like defensive driving is off the table for you. So you ain't got no choice but to rely on iRobot to take you where you gonna
Okay,
go.
so I normally get a lawyer to get me off. This is
That sounds so bad right now. Ugh.
it
Hey, this is a
is
family
like
show. This is a family show.
okay. Oh God, I just realized
That will be.
D always gonna bring you there. He's gonna bring you to the conversation.
I'm not getting any more tickets though.
Please don't. Please don't.
I can't. I'm tired of paying this stuff. Like them lawyers' calls. Man, keep raising the prices with each ticket. It seems like.
I mean, that's what happened when you get the gigolos. They come too.
Yeah, I got one ticket, one speeding ticket in my life. And then he was like, "You want to take this ticket?" I said, "No, I'm not." My son's in the car too. He's like, "You're going to take this ticket, and then you're going to go to court." I said, "No, I'm not." He said, "Yes, you are." I said, "No, I'm not." He said, "Take this ticket." I said, "I'm not taking the ticket." And he started smiling at me. I'm like, "Don't smile at me." No, I'm not taking the ticket. My son is like, "Oh my gosh, if that was me," he was like, "Get out the car." Like there wasn't nobody. And I said, "Look, you're ruining my day." I said, "You're ruining my day. I have things to do. I'm not taking the ticket." And then when I took the ticket, I snatched it from him.
Oh,
Yep. And he said, "Have a good day." I said, I said, "Hi." I said, "No, you have a good day."
Like I'll show you. You better have a good day, Mister.
you gotta tell him have the day you deserve.
Dad.
Because I'm like, you see, and I was just trying to go around a tractor, you guys. Come on now. Who want to be stuck behind a tractor?
I don't know, but I don't even have the balls to get pulled over and be rude. I'd be super nice. So
I
nice.
was nice.
And that's how like I ended up getting the defensive course because I was supposed to lose my license then. And so my lawyer talked to talked to the officer and he remembered me and had offered that instead. And like I got like 4 warnings or whatnot previously. It's like, look at this. Like, how can you like be rude when I'm smiling and being friendly? Like, I was speeding. I didn't even realize it.
Listen, just because you're from North Carolina, don't mean you have to relate to Dukes of Hazzard.
My daddy was a race car driver. Damn it, it's in my genes.
I wanted to be a race car driver.
Me
All
too.
right,
Me
all
too.
right.
NASCAR.
I want to. It's a dream of mine. It's hard not to go fast when you on the open road. Like if there's no, I'm speeding. Where the
Listen,
highway where I'm at.
there's a country called Europe, and you can drive as fast you need to on the autobahn. Take your
Well,
behind over there. You know, America
Are
over
you
here, we got
kidding?
I
unnecessary
I need
don't
to put
laws.
that in my notes.
the
You can't
highway
even
where
go
I
to
live
Vegas.
at. I literally
You
say
said where?
like try to
You
set a
can go to
record.
Vegas and drive fast on a racetrack. You can drive the NASCAR cars in Vegas.
Mm.
A little bit cheaper than going all the way to the UK, but friend, I don't recommend it here,
I
especially on the
speed on
back
the
road.
freeway. Like by my house, I was able to get up to 103. I'm trying to see
That's
how fast
nothing.
my vehicle
We
goes.
have a
She said, "I'm trying to
racetrack
see something."
nearby.
No, like so seriously.
We have a racetrack nearby. I need to introduce you to the one near me.
You know what? I got one by me now that you say something. I never thought about doing it legally.
If you want to test something, that's where you're supposed to go.
Yeah,
Look,
I never
what if
thought about it.
Bambi ran down in front of you? Then what?
Huh?
What if Bambi ran out in front of you?
I don't do it at night. No, I don't speed on purpose at night. I'll say that.
Baby, come out during the day,
All
baby.
times of day.
Okay, so I
Look,
never experienced that. Like I live out in the country, so by my house, especially at night, I go a little fast. I don't race on purpose, but I drive in the middle of the road because the road's empty. So that way, I have a little bit of wiggle room, right, regardless like what side it come out.
We never know what we're going to talk about on this show. We have absolutely no idea. We tried. We tried to change the narrative, but you guys know
D
how
brought
we
up my tickets.
how we do up on here. I do definitely want to jump in and help with love. You guys all know that I'm single as well, but I thought the best thing to do while trying to find, well, be in a position for my true love is to help other people find theirs. That's the best thing you can do. Whenever you're looking for someone, that's a mindset thing too. If you need help with something, help someone else in that area. So you can take your expectations and energy off of it. So when you want something, help someone else in that area. Okay. That's just a boss mindset. So you can stop focusing on you so much, and be a productive citizen. Whatever it is that you want to help someone else with, do it. You know. So if you want to find something fun to do, help someone else find something fun to do, and then on that mission of yours, you'll find something for yourself. Oh, how you doing? A choo choo.
Oh, you seen him? He said,
Uh-huh.
"Hi."
A choo choo.
He was whining. I had to get him.
All right, so we're about to wrap this up, and I want everyone to go ahead and share your social media handles and how the people can get in touch with you.
I'll go. All right, everyone. I am at Denise Nicole Inc. on TikTok, on IG, and Denise Nicole Franklin on Facebook. Tap in.
I am Maria Gonzalez on Facebook, Instagram. I am the real Maria Gonzalez. And TikTok, I'm Maria87 Gonzalez.
I'm just here to support my trans Mexican friend.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Whatever.
That's why I'm no longer in a complicated relationship with Tiffany, Mandy, and Mandisa when they're married, because I know more of who she is. So no longer complicated there. I'm married.
Yeah, no, I'm no longer involved. My support is withdrawn. So, however, yeah, you hit me up at DL1 at all platforms. I no longer support transracial people no more, thanks to Maria Gonzalez. I'm withdrawn.
Oh, shit.
Because she did mention that people often mistake her as being black.
Oh my God. Bye.
I know it's like
All right, you guys, thank you. And tune in to the Missing Conversations. Follow me on us starting at 7:45 and come back to see us on Boss Talk next Sunday at 5:45. Y'all have a good night. Hello, my name is Neatte Ridgeway. I am the founder of Beautiful, Optimistic, Successful Sisters. We provide entrepreneurial network and support for success-driven women with aspiration to become a business owner. I'm going up to the top, I'm trying to find me a way. To pour my heart out. I'm going up to the top, I'm trying to find me a way. Bring realization to their visions. So know your role and support those who need the support the most. Right? That's a boss mindset. See who you can support today.